Hi guys, I'm Shauna from Infinity Readings. This is going to be the reading for the Scorpio male in a couple's relationship. I got glare here. Anyway, Scorpio male in a couple's relationship. One of my videos got jumbled, so I'm going to do this live. I'm still plugging away at transferring over the files, so I've got the Scorpio loading. Hopefully, I'll get them done, and then I'll be doing Capricorn, all of them, and Sagittarius, all of them between this week and next week. So sorry guys, but it'll come eventually. Okay, so I'm just gonna get right into it here. You guys know what's going on. So reading. I'm gonna go into the love and romance areas and hopefully highlight some root problems for you in a coupled relationship or whatever. Try and get rid of those so that we can move forward better, cleaner, quicker. Okay, so I'm going to start off with the first roll is usually based on the Scorpio male's energy within himself. Okay, so the first card I got for him, Scorpio male in a coupled relationship, 3 cups. So the 3 cups about celebrations, happiness, being around people that make us happy, celebrating. There may be birthdays, parties going on that we're going to, and it's all fun and happy and everything's in a good mode, right? Good spirit. So the next card I get is a 3 of Pentacles, 2 threes. And the 3 of Pentacles is about putting work into creativity, creating something. And I feel like this has to do with our outings. Are we going to celebrations with another thought in mind is the sense I'm getting? Like we're going to celebrations with something more pertinent in mind, okay? Not just going to go, but there's a purpose there. The next card I get is the High Priestess. The High Priestess is about intuition, and it's about bringing forth the knowledge of the universe that may be lingering. Now, this card had a hard time flipping over. I was laying them out. I'm like, does that mean that he is not listening or not tuning in or disregarding in some way? So we'll see. The next card I get, and this is all his general energy, okay, is the Page of Wands. So the Page of Wands is about exciting news that gets us sprung. Now, this here, we're bookend by 2 celebration cards, really. I mean, we're celebrating because of something we heard, and then we're celebrating out in public with people surrounding us in a physical sense that are making us happy, okay? So there's things going on in our zone here that are really good vibing kind of things, and there's some kind of creative, I think I'm going to uncover this as we go. There's some kind of creative process here that's illuminated along the path. And then the intuition, I feel like it's highlighted, but I don't know if we're dipping into it. But nonetheless, we're looking back on this, and I feel like it's looking back on the time here. There's stuff that we want to bring out or bring forth. You know, this can be about passion as well. What is it that we want to spend our time on, right? So, okay, I'll skip to the next line here. I go over them horizontally, and then I go vertically and dissect everything. So the next line, we start out with the 4 cups. So we're diving deeper into the relationship here. 4 cups is about discontent, boredom even, or stubbornness, right? So there's a sense here that this woman is kind of feeling left out of things, but of her own accord, right? She's wanting to leave herself out of things. So that's a sense getting here from this card is I don't want to participate, right? That's what I'm getting. Next card we get is the Knight of Cups. So is this what we're not wanting to participate in? Because the Knight of Cups moving away from the boredom. Whatever's making me bored, like we have some celebrations here. This guy's in maybe a party vibe or wanting to go out and socialize. feel like he's doing it. He's going out and socializing and but yet there's a sense of boredom here. So where's that coming from? Next card we get is the Empress. Now he is moving towards the Empress. Now the Empress could be the energy of your partner. And that is someone who is abundant, loyal, fruitful. What's the word? Pregnant with opportunities or such. Can be not just opportunities here. But nonetheless, someone that is fruitful in their own right, abundant in their own right, emotionally, in every way possible. You know, this is kind of the epitome of what every man wants. This and and the Queen of Pentacles, right? But she's more of a free flowing. The Queen of Pentacles is a little bit rigid. She's not a rigid person per se, but this one's more free flowing and happy and abundance is really the key here. So there's something that's boring this man, yet he's moving toward an Empress, and I figure that that's the partner in the relationship. So as we move forward here, the end of that line, we get the Page of Pentacles, and the Page of Pentacles is about knowledge and learning. So we may be learning about things about our partner, you know, things within the relationship. He is definitely moving towards the Empress here and needing to gain knowledge. I feel like he is also going to come into that, but I feel like that's going to be on the latter part of the winter here, because this reading will run from November, December, January, February, you know, into March, that time of year. Yeah, I feel like he's turning towards a partner, but he's needing knowledge to deal with her properly. But I feel like he's going to go through her. He's got to go through her to get that knowledge, right? And then what's this boredom about? Not sure. We'll continue on here. So that's the second row. So as we get into the separation zone here, I have the Lenormand cards kind of break up the energy in between the love and sex cards. First card I get is 24. And that's the love card, right? So this is paramount in our mind here to a huge degree. That is where the knowledge card is, right? Or is that where the boredom? Can't remember here. We'll tie it in here when I go over vertically. But nonetheless, love, it's about connections, deep connections that we feel for one another, right? So next to that, we get 43. 43 is about confusion. So there may be some confusion within the relationship. And I feel like this is on a deeper level. This man may be wanting to get to know his partner better, but is having a hard time understanding completely where they come from. And I feel like he's going back and forth. I don't feel he is directly communicating with the partner. I feel like he is trying to get answers in a kind of a sly kind of way from the partner. So he's going here and there trying to figure it out. And that's kind of what this card symbolizes, is someone kind of going over here, checking things out, go over there. But it's not like a direct confrontation, right? Because there's all those bushes in between everybody. Nobody's going out and asking, how did you get there? You know, where am I compared to you? Like, they're not talking. They're just going back and forth. So some kind of confusion symbolizing within the relationship, okay? Next card we get is 5, the Tree. And the Tree is about health. Yeah, vitality. I feel like this is not directly, but this man may be under a health threat. So watch your health and maybe go to the doctor and get yourself checked out if you're not feeling up to snuff here. But overall, yeah, health of the relationship, maybe we're confused about that. Okay. Next card, the 11, the Birch Brim. That's conflict, struggle, and strife. So there is something going on here on a lower level, but I don't know if it's direct. Why? Because I got the health card here symbolizing that whenever you get, whenever you're not feeling well, there's always a reason for it, right? There's a reason we're not feeling well, and I feel like that's this man is holding back some issues within the relationship, maybe causing some health problems here. And it's because either he has created strife and it's a reflection of that, or he has not and it's a reflection of that. So if we hold it in, the body system breaks in certain areas. And if we pull it out, we can become stressed of the consequences of that as well. So indirectly could be hitting them either way here. But nonetheless, that is that row. Now as we get into the romance side, first card is 2, the High Priestess. So this is the lady with the knowledge. Okay, so this is the one. This is the different energy than the Empress. Okay, so this is the one that we have. There's somebody here that you may be going to for knowledge to move forward in your relationship. Maybe an older, maybe a mother figure, or an older person, that someone you hold in high esteem that has good instinct for dealing with situations. I feel like even in a romantic way, you may be having problems with the partner, figuring them out and going to someone of high esteem to figure that out. And trusted friend, right? Now, the next card we get is 20, is the Judgment card. And that's about your instinct. And that's interesting because this is about instinct as well. But I get a very deep feeling that this man is going outward to get somebody else's opinion about instinct because he doesn't trust his own. And that's what I feel like this is. It's like we shouldn't have to go here. We got to use our own instinct. We got to figure out our own way forward here. We're going to run into problems. And that may be what's happening already with this card, right? We're running into problems here already. And we're not trusting our instinct. So the universe here is calling to go, hey, you know, that friend of yours, if you dive deep enough, you can come up with those same answers. But it's like a calling to this person. Or maybe they're calling to that person and giving them all the instinct that this man already has. That's what I'm getting. He's going outward to find a different answer, but his instinct's telling him the same thing. Maybe he don't want to hear it. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe we're hearing things outside of us. We're in denial of our own self, right? Yeah. I'm getting huge feeling that's what it is. He's gone out to someone to get feeling like he may get a better answer than what he's coming up with, but it may be the same darn thing that he's not wanting to deal with. Okay, so keep that in mind. And then the next card we get is 14 Temperance. So here we go. Right? Here's what, like, there's something about this man and his patience. And I don't feel it's heavy, but internally, with his own self, dealing with his instinct, like I feel like he's getting frustrated with what his mind's coming up with here about the relationship. Not a lot of lovey-dovey cards so far, which is giving me a sense here that we're kind of close to going to our corners here in the relationship, meaning we may have a lot of stuff here we got to deal with. Arguments that aren't being settled. And I feel like it's more on his end. He's holding back. I feel like the Scorpio male is definitely holding back in this relationship, just not wanting to cause an argument. But I feel like there's a lot of deeper issues here. Like it's not just an argument or just a thing that we can settle. I feel like it's deeper than that. So the Temperance is about keeping your cool and keeping your calm. And I feel like this man, outside of himself, as far as he sees it, he sees himself as doing okay. But I think he's really frustrated internally with the process here. It's not going the way he wants it, is the sense I'm getting. So the next card we get is the Six of Pentacles. So the Six of Pentacles carries an energy of admiration outward. Okay. So, yeah. So I'm trying to figure out here. I feel like that's kind of doesn't fit. And when we have cards like that don't fit, makes me wonder. So we could either be in admiration of someone outside of the relationship or admiration of our partner inside of the relationship. But the energy I'm getting here is we're kind of frustrated with our partner. So we may be looking outside of the relationship and admiring something else, someone else from afar here. That may be what's going on. Okay, I'm going to get into the sex side and see if we can, and then I'll go vertically and we'll figure out exactly what's going on here. So the first card I get on the sex side is the King of Cups. And the King of Cups is your energy. That's that water energy. The man is tending to that woman. He's going to protect her, cherish her. He thinks highly of her, right? His cup is full there. He's got a lot of judgment in his eyes. And he is very high on his throne there, but nonetheless, he has a woman there that he is taking care of. And the King of Cups, he's very slippery, man. He can either be very in charge of his emotions and dealing them outward, which I feel is not happening here for the Scorpio male. I feel like he's very much holding it back. But nonetheless, we know what our emotional centers are bringing to us. I feel like this man is not acting on it. Okay, that's what's going on here. So the next card is the Ten of Pentacles. So that is interesting because the Ten of Pentacles signifies this man is admiring this woman's body. Okay. So the man is not touching her, and that is a symbol always of admiration of someone you want to have intimate relations with. But I'm getting a sense it's not the partner. Okay. I feel like we're going through a rough spot here in our relationship, and we're starting to look outward. That's the vibe I'm getting. I can't let that go. So 10 is an ending, so we got to be aware of that. It is the Pentacles, so it's fruitful. There's not enough. If we're talking about sex, there's not enough grounded contact here to make this man happy, is what I'm getting. Because Pentacles is about things you can hold and touch. He's not getting enough affection. This is what's going on. Okay. The next card I get is the Hermit. Yeah, 9, the Hermit. So the Hermit is an energy of that man took himself out of the relationship, and he's, oh, poor me. Now there's stuff bothering him. What that is can be different for every scenario here. But again, got a lot of emotions here. And again, I'm feeling like they're not being dealt with. Okay, so this is deep here. So we're probably in a zone here where we're not having a lot of frequent interactions in the bedroom. Slowed right down to a trickle here, if that. And I feel like the man has taken himself away. He is starting to recluse himself from the relationship physically, because that's him looking upon it. There's a party going on over there, right? But he's distracted. There's stuff emotionally going on here again that he's got to deal with, but he's wanting that, but it's kind of it's like it's in the past right now. It's the feeling I get. I used to, but I don't anymore have that. But we're in a relationship, so this is what he's feeling. Okay. The next card, oh wow, it's the King of Pentacles. Okay, we start with the King of Cups. And the Pentacle card ending here is prominent. Then we have the Hermit, where we're backing away physically. We may be just because they're showing me, like, the partner's backed away, so we're backing away as well. It's almost like tit for tat here. We're gonna back off. So that's creating a stressor here for this man to look outwards. But nonetheless, the King of Pentacles is usually, I always say, that's an overwhelming power in the bedroom. So we either have someone that's wanting it more than the other partner wants it. Excuse me. Being overly aggressive more than the other person wants it. or just having some kind of offensive thing go on in the bedroom that's kind of freaking the partner out. So it's just not balanced in that way. And the King of Pentacles carries that quite highly. Usually he's good all around here, but they had one scary card, and that's the guy that holds it. So, yeah, so that is the cards. Okay, so we're going to dissect this vertically, and we'll figure out exactly what's going on. Okay, so I'm going to take each card, one card from each pile, and run it down. So we start out with the Three of Cups, which is celebrations, happiness, things are going on, meeting people and having fun. Again, birthday parties, weddings, whatever. That's about being happy and everything's good and great and wonderful. So the next card we get is the Four of Cups. So something's going on here. Either this guy is going out and having fun and coming home and not having any fun. That could be the scenario. When he's socializing, he's happy and whatever, and then he gets into a what do you call it, a pouty zone when he gets home. That could be what's going on. Nonetheless, there's something here that's not filling his cups too well. Then we get the 24. So that's what it is. We're going out and celebrating with friends and visiting and socializing and having fun. But when we get home in the love sector, there's something wrong here. Something's gone down, okay? And there's a stubbornness here attached to this card, so we got to keep that in mind when we're moving into the love zone. Now, as we move past the love, we get the High Priestess, and that is your instinct. And that is what I feel this man is not tapping into or in denial of. He may be getting some instinct here that is telling him something he don't want to hear, he don't want to deal with, he don't want to do, he don't want to take action from. So that's what's going on here. Feel like that's the High Priestess. Yeah, let's see here. Yeah, it's just an unwillingness to hear what he really knows in his heart to be true. So next card is the King of Pentacles, or the King of Cups, sorry. So yeah, this is deeply an emotional issue, I feel. It's emotionally, there is something up here, okay? Or down, right? Because this man is really, he knows what it is, but for some reason he won't go to the partner. I guess he feels if he goes to the partner, it won't get solved, this issue emotionally. Yeah, and he's starting to really trample on his instinct here. Like his instinct is like, boom. And I think he was looking around, like that was the maze card going back and forth. And now he's like, may even be shutting down some of them emotions, okay? So, okay, so yeah, that is that. So let me go over this one more time here. So 3 Cups about the celebrations. The 4 is about like a stubbornness. And then we got love right beside it. So we're stubborn in love, but we're still going out. It's almost like a two-facedness, right? So it could be within the relationship or it could be without, but I'm feeling without of the relationship, meaning we're socializing with our friends, we're all happy. But when we get home, we kind of like put on a pout. And then 2 is about the instinct, and the King of Cups is about, you know, the partnership there. He's there, but he's not all in, is the sense I get. This guy could go anywhere with that, but that's the sense I'm getting intuitively on my end, is that we're not all in. Okay, so the next line. The first card in the next line was the 3 of Pentacles, and I was kind of confused by that. Getting an energy of almost like when we're going out, there's a different agenda here, but I wasn't sure if it's like a pastime, if we're going out and we're buddying up because of something that we do for, like if we're into archery or we're into like whatever, fishing or whatever, we're going out with the buddies. So it's almost like we're celebrating, but it's kind of a hobby that we're doing, maybe that kind of a thing. Next card we get is the Knight of Cups. So yeah, creatively, there's something going on creatively with this man, and he may be trying to distract himself outside of the relationship in that way, because the Knight of Cups usually is offering love and it's going in the other direction here. And the next card we get After that is 43. So he's walking in, offering love, but he's confused as to what to do or how to do it, is what they said. I don't know what to do or how to do it. And it's the relationship that directly, his relationship, he does not know how to deal with it, within it, none of it. Okay, so on the love side, love and romance side, we get 20, the judgment. And that is, that's what, yeah. See, this is the call coming in, right? We're going to take this card out here and let you see. The universe trying to call to this man about his love choices in love here. And he is confused. Okay, he's going back and forth. He doesn't like what's coming in. He's not liking at all what's coming in here. It's like, nope. And he's going in different directions trying to figure it out. That's why he's confused, because he's rejecting his instincts. And he's trying to go either with, a head over heart decision, or not accounting up for the heart at all. I'm not too sure here what's going on. But there's some deep internal stuff going on with this man. He's very confused. Okay, it's really the bottom line here within the relationship, and the universe trying to get through to him here, honking their horn. And the last card we get is the Ten of Pentacles. So the Ten of Pentacles, again, we got to watch, because if we're looking outside of the relationship, this is admiring someone either, or you may be admiring someone within the relationship for their physical body. That's another thing. That could be. And there's no depth here. We may be admiring someone for their body and not have any depth, and we're realizing that it's time to go or move past this, because we either don't, there's something about the way this man either goes to his partner or is thinking about love in that way, in a physical way, something that his instinct's trying to tell him there. It's not quite, well, again, he's battling it because he's going back and forth with it. So interesting. Now the third line, as we move on. Again, the High Priestess, she's coming up here, showing herself, right? So that is that instinct. That is that intuition. That is what we know and what we need to share outward. The next card we get is the Empress, and I felt very strongly this is the partner. Usually is. The Empress is really the abundance of, the epitome of, right? The Empress. This man feels this woman is very abundant. Yeah. Next card is 5, the Tree, which is about, mind, body, and soul, really. Spirit, everything. All those things. And I get a feeling this man is just going deeper. I feel like either we have a relationship here with someone. Our instinct is telling us what to do, but we're not wanting to listen. And I feel like to a certain degree, our health is either going to start to fail because of it, because we're holding back so much emotion, or really needing to go outward to the partner or deal with whatever's coming at you instinctively. There's a lot going on here, but it's really being like a fortress being held in. So these people do not want, it's a secretive thing. That's what I'm getting. Oh. So it's heavy. And then we have 14, which is the Temperance, which is that battle I think this man is having with his instinct. He's fighting his instinct. He's fighting, either head or heart things, or just really having a battle in there, back and forth between what to do, yes or no, or this way or that way, that kind of a thing. And I feel like he's getting frustrated. But again, I think he's feeling, or he's holding a lot of it back from the partner heavily. Not wanting to share it, not wanting to deal. It's like a personal thing here. And I don't know if it's, he's got to figure it out first before he goes forth. Kind of the sense I'm getting. It's very private, though, is the thing. There's a veil over this. So when we have other cards, okay, we're going to go one more here. The Hermit. Now that's the card of taking yourself out physically of the relationship to deal with some issues, right? And usually it's an emotional thing, right? There's something going on here, you know? Yeah. There's something bugging us to a degree. I feel like there's no option here to talk to the partner about it, but nonetheless, very torturous for the Scorpio male. Okay. That's what I'm getting strongly. Now, the last line here as we go over the Page of Wands. That's exciting news. It's usually news that is really happy. We're happy to receive it. It's good. It gets us moving in a good direction, and we're excited. Like, it's always exciting news forward. It's a messenger of something that's coming in that gets us riled up. Okay, so it's good stuff. The next card is the Page of Pentacles. That's interesting. We have two pages, and they're both kind of in different directions. Page of Pentacles, though, I attribute to knowledge, learning things. And I got a sense it was about the relationship. So I feel like this news is on the other side of it. Okay. That gives a little energy to the fact that we may be looking outside for excitement. And also, we got to keep in mind about the Three of Pentacles there, about our hobbies, right? So I feel like it's something completely out of the relationship that is really exciting. So it may be about work. Maybe about something we need more knowledge. We need to gain more knowledge to move into, but nonetheless, Page of Pentacles is about gaining knowledge forward. And as we move past that, we get 11, which is about conflict. You know, I feel like this man, this may be literal symbol of the mind and concrete things that this man is trying to deal with his head and the decisions of his mind, and that is creating conflict within the relationship. But yet this news is still kind of isolated. I don't feel like it has anything to do with the relationship, but it really excites him forward. I don't know. So the conflict, here we go. Next card is the Eight of Pentacles. So conflict, why? We may have a situation where maybe this Scorpio male is being accused of looking outside the relationship, okay? And this is causing, I feel like, maybe there's knowledge here in a certain way. Just give me a second here. Yeah, no. Because we're facing, these two pages are facing in different directions. So this news is coming from the outside. And this man is searching for things that are making conflict, right? So I can take this one way. One way is he is searching for things outside of the relationship. What? Another person. Okay. It's creating conflict. And the message, again, I can't isolate that. It's personal. It's, may not be private, but it's something that excites the partner, isolates the other partner completely. So the Scorpio male gets some news that excites him on a level, and it could be creativity, not just sexually. It's exciting for him, but for some reason, it's like he keeps it to himself. And then the Page of Pentacles is about knowledge, gaining knowledge forward. It's almost like that maybe that's the arguments, trying to get to our partner and figure things out. We're having struggle and strife in that. And then that's creating a situation where we're looking at other people. But this is just a look card, you know. But I mean, I remember the Scorpio last time. There's some of that in the air as well. So this is really admiring someone. But again, I don't feel like it's the partner. How can we have all these struggles and then have admiration from afar? Doesn't fit. So, oh, sorry, I took these out here before I was done. One more card. Jeez. Okay. So, well, the last card on the physical end is the King of Pentacles. And again, I was getting a feeling here that, yeah, see, that's very much what it is. I'm sorry, but that's what I'm getting. Is that there's something going on here in the it's like separation zone here. We have a couple, but they're very much individuals, and I think it's starting to transfer into the sexual area, and that is causing this man to look outward, and then this is the problem in the I feel like this card is in the relationship. This card is looking out, but it's a long distance thing, not a long distance thing, but I'm looking, they're not in bed. They're not, it's just like he's flattering her and it may be flirting outside of the marriage. That's probably what that is. That's as far as that would go. But this one here, the King of Pentacles, that is the partner. And I feel like they're overwhelmed in the bedroom. Either they're just not wanting it and they're kind of being forced to want it, or trying to coerce them, or we're just not jiving and don't, our partner's not wanting it. But there's a sense of overwhelming here, right? Because this man's made so big and she's so small. And it's kind of a thing where I feel like this man is really wanting a sexual contact, but not getting it from the partner, period. And this is making us feel like we got to look elsewhere. But we're looking, and that's that, okay? So, yeah, so that's the energies for the Scorpio male overall here. Given a rundown, like this man is trying to really figure out what to do in the relationship. There's a lot going on here in the way of secrecy. There's a lot here that's just being held back by the male. He's just not wanting to come forth with nothing. And not only that, he is really highly struggling because his instinct is saying, you got to do this, and whatever this is, he is saying, nope, I don't want to do it. And I'll tell you, that's going to cause problems, because if we're in a relationship we're not all in and we're not digging to the depths of our soul for, it's really going to bust apart in a worse way down the road here. So I feel like that's really what it is we come to. We've realized here that we have a love situation that is confusing us, causing us struggle and strife. Like these cards here really sum it up. We're confused about love, right? And then our health, and because we may be man, this is all about conflict. So we're conflicted in the relationship. It's confusing because it's a marriage or a long-term partnership, and then it may get to the point where it's so stressful. And I feel like this Scorpio man is just holding that all in. He's holding it all in. It ain't coming outward. Simple as that. So yeah, and then in the romance area, we just don't have a lot of fuzzy feelings. The romance really not picking up. It's picking up on temperament here, looking outward, and intuition. 2 intuition cards here coming forth. It's like we are being told here what to do, and we're not listening. And then on the sex side, it's just not a lot of. We have the King of Pentacles, and that's about as close as it gets. We feel very guarded of our partner, or very how do you say, possessive, in a sense. That's, even though this guy shouldn't hold that, because it's very gentle, right, emotions, but I feel like it's come down to this, right? We're kind of slipping on the rope here. We got butter on our fingers. We're trying to hang on, and it's it's better to let go, kind of thing, is the sense I'm getting. It's pretty harsh, but and then through these cards, yeah, we have a knowledge that wants to come forth to the partner, but the Scorpio male is not tuning in. He's really wanting to give love outward, but he's stubborn within the relationship, feeling that he can't do it. So what do you do then, right? And then as I look to the first cards, there's some kind of news here that excites this man. Again, the High Priest, and I feel like he's listening to the instinct, but he's not doing anything based on that word. And there's something about a creative side here. So you may have some passions in a hobby-centered kind of way that actually makes him happy and gives him a social life he can deal with, right? That he is getting some happiness out of. But I feel like when he comes home, he's like stubborn, and it just shuts off. He's just almost like a 2 ways of being, right? So not the greatest reading, but this man knows what he needs to do. It's just highly in conflict of that. So again, sometimes we got to go with the flow, and I don't think this man is really in that way. So whatever happens from here, I guess he's just going to have to figure it out, because I think his instinct, because of the knowledge that's there, that's where you're headed, whether you want to go or not. And you better do it while you can have some control there, because when things come down the wire, it may not be pretty, right? So that is the reading for the Scorpio male in a coupled relationship for the winter 2018 into 19. So hopefully that helps you with something there, other than I feel like this man already knows there's instinct there. He's aware greatly of this. So I don't think I'm telling him anything he doesn't know. I mean, there's a lot here I don't know. And I think there's a lot there that he knows that he is keeping secret. And I think that's the problem here. We just need to open that can of worms and let it go. And that's the problem here, is just a lot of secrets and not a lot of it being discussed. He's going through the whole burden of it, not discussing it with the partner. So it needs to be opened up and dealt with openly. And I feel like it'll go smoother than he thinks. But for whatever reason, this man just doesn't want to come forth with any of it. And be careful, because it may affect your health, because there's a stress factor here that is, we got to watch our health here, because this card comes up and it's about the mind, body, and soul. But I get it, a lot of times it comes up, there's a health things we got to watch. So maybe seeing the doctor a lot, may have a lot of colds going on from holding everything back, right? Not wanting to deal with things. So we may be physically in and out, or not even in the doctor, but modes where we're at home sleeping it off or whatnot, because it's not dealing with the issues. So again, hopefully that helps you for the winter season. That is the reading. Take care, guys. Have fun. Have yourself a good winter, and over Christmas season, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Stay safe and be kind.